creating the internet. How about that? A lot of people claim they created the internet, created all things. So, oh man, I'm gonna have to take you guys outside. I gotta go check this sunset out. It's getting pretty bright. Both guys like that. Oh yeah. Start this live stream outside. All right, we're gonna do the sunset while this. Again, thank you, Father, for truth. Out here in the high desert, a little shot of the sunset, getting a little melty out here. Could see that shining inside the cabin, so thought you might want to come out and enjoy that with me for a minute. So, anyways, thank you, Father, for creating evil, because evil is the opposition and has to be evil. It'd be no good if there was no evil, right? So, but there is only one thing that exists without darkness. That is the Most High. So, all right, let's see what we got going over here. Yeah, we're getting a little melty out here. So, anyways, out here in the high desert, this place is quite spectacular. You get cotton candy clouds, and it just paints itself over time. Doesn't. Oh, hi, big guy. Hi, what are you doing? What are you doing, big guy? Oh boy. Oh boy, they're gonna play. Have fun out here in the desert. Oh boy. This guy's almost 14 years old. He hadn't figured out that he's a puppy. Oh wait, he's not. He thinks he's a puppy. Huh, big doggo. Oh, there goes kitten. What you doing, girl? What are you doing, pretty girl? So, anyways, let's go back to the sunset over here. So, normally the whole sky lights up. It's a little bit, but it's getting pretty red. I could see it through the window, all that shine off this. So, anyway, this Table Rock, that's the icon of this valley. So, it's out here hanging out for a minute. Thought I'd come out. It's still nice outside. Took the kitties inside. What do you do? There's my big kitten. My biggest kitten. Oh, my biggest kitten hanging out with the biggest puppy. That's so awesome. Hey, all the animals hanging out together. The kittens and the puppies, they just are all the same. They don't know the difference. So anyways, we'll go back over the sunset over here with cotton candy. Melty. There's nothing. This whole valley lights up like this. Told you. Never seen a place, never been in a place like this. I've been to all 50 states where the stars do what they do. And yeah. So it's pretty melty out here. The sky just paints itself. So sometimes it goes pretty quick. It'll come on pretty quick and it'll go, or it'll last. Just never know. Get some more men over going over here. So sometimes this sky will be all melty and this side will be all completely dark, on one side of the sky, and this will all be, obviously because the sunset. But anyways, look at the reflection off of my semi over there. It's pink, the reflection of that. Look at the reflection of that semi off the. So gets pretty wild out here. Take a look what we got going back over here. Back by Table Rock here. All right, we still got some over there. But anyways, this is not a huge spectacular sunset. This whole sky will just be layers and layers and layers. But I thought you might want to come out if I'd seen it. That's more red than it looks. I don't know why. Yeah, it's more. This is more this tone here. I don't know why phones do that. You know what I mean? They don't really capture the color that I'm seeing. But anyways, you can see the reflection, how bright, how the red. That's a white trailer, and you can see how it's making that white trailer pink or red. So it is red, just not capturing as well. So, but anyway, some more over here. I mean, it'll get layers stacked and turn back over this side of the valley, and it'll be completely dark. So, the sunset out here is pretty incredible. What you doing, guy? Or am I Mr. Pants? What are you doing? What are you doing, good boy? And he's looking at his dad. So, anyways, we'll hang out for a minute outside. Might as well. Let the sunset out here. Yeah, see, that doesn't do it any justice. That's all real burgundy and purple almost colored, but looks, why does it look not quite as, whatever. It's a crappy phone because I have a 4G phone or whatever. I don't want 4G. There we go. Whatever, it's not working. Oh, see, look at how terrible my phone is. It won't even. All right, oh, there. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, this guy's all pink right here, and it's trying to catch it. I don't know. Maybe if I had an iPhone or something like that, but I just have a 4G. It's the last phone that I can get from Verizon that's a 4G. They don't have any more phones that are 4G, but not a bad. You can hear all the cows in the background. You got cows in your yard, sir? I know. There's some Angus right there on the hoof, boy. Right there. There's the Rancho Pollo. That's the hen house out here that I built for the ladies. But I got all kinds of silly stuff out here. Hopefully soon we'll get it all donated to the church. Hallelujah. I am in this Silver Lake, Oregon, at the rim. This is the rim of the basin right here. The northern edge of the Great Basin. Just on the other side of that is, I forget. Oh, why can't I remember? Never mind. It doesn't matter. I'm on the edge of the Great Basin out here. All this is tufts of, volcanic, not like boom, but like Hawaii, lava, cinder cones. So we got a zipper out here, a relief zone. So I don't mind being out here. I'm not afraid of anything. But anyways, there's a little shot of the cabin. The cabin's looks like the solar lights are coming on at the cabin. So there's the rusty cowboy there. Stole my hat that I know wear. See that? This guy's caught my hat. Look at that. No, I don't know where his quick's here. No, this is a very special place. The oldest clothing on the planet, if you want to call it planet, because you guys say something look like planet. Spinning ball camp. Oh, looks like the UFO lit up out over there too. Oh, sorry. Oh, look, starting to flash. Some of them lights came on it. So, but anyways, we'll look back over a little sunset. No, when I take it down, no, it's still up. I just the one on top of it blew off. Remember the actual built the tower. No, you guys got to stay in the yard. I'll go show this lady in red. See, Mary was up on top of the tower. Remember, it was here. That's how, and there's no way it should have come off that tower. I'm telling you, there's no way. It's still sitting down there. I don't even want to think about it. So, it is what it is. Not a big deal. Life ain't Burger King. I'll try to get another one. Old Ford Tractor for sale. If anybody needs a Ford Tractor, here's a good old 860 with an extra 20 horsepower. I'm getting some sunset over there. Yeah, my phone's not gonna pick it up. Oh, what do you got there? I don't know. Never know what you're gonna see out here, hanging on a pole. Oh, what you doing, bud? Saying hi to Dad? Hi, buddy. I know Dad was working today, huh? And you were up front. So, anyways, we're just outside giving you a little cabin tour. These are some of the residents. They've never once bitten anybody. These are probably my best. They've never asked for water. Stay. Look at that. There's stay right there. What good animals there, eh? So I got the best animals out here. My kitten out there. Anyways, well, it's getting kind of dark. Yeah, they hadn't barked once, hadn't bit anybody, and never asked to be fed, watered. They just stay and they just do a good job. So, whatever. Old Rusty Dragon over there. So, I was in the back doing work, obviously, doing what I do, getting that ark ready for the word. Prepare ye the way, right? So, let's zoom back out. Oh, there we go. The UFO's going off over there. Crash landed on the 5 acres. We brought it over here. Oh, whoa. Where'd it go? Well, there's cows. We got cows. Oh, there it is. Anyway. All right. Yeah, I will probably go inside here in a minute and have us a discussion. Deers with no idea. Yeah. Like I said, they're good animals. They're quiet, I tell you. They don't yeah, they just been doing what they're supposed to do. Sitting there looking pretty. No, they're actually pretty old. They came from an old release. We're still getting melty sky out here, guys. We get not much, just a little thin layer tonight. Like I said, normally that sky gets stacked all the way, until I have no idea. So we'll go back inside the Rusty Cowboy here. Take a look at Rusty. This is the gentleman that's holding up the place. Obviously, he's keeping her, holding her down. It's the man that stole my hat, Rusty. Some nice boots there, Rusty. I know, guys. We'll go inside. You want to stay out here and bark at the cows? What's Banner doing? Silly cats running around. He's in the old chicken coop. But all right, well, what are you guys up to here? I'm gonna go inside. We'll have a discussion being a pagan or a heathen. Going by the laws, you'll be judged by the law that you go by, and if you rip the Messiah down from the tree, then you unfulfill everything that he did. And we do that often, so try to remember that. You be judged by the law that you go by. I think I see your first star out there. Where'd you go? There's a star there somewhere. Where'd it go? Oh, it's right there. Anyways, hey, what's up with this second moon they're talking about? Second moon. You guys hearing this? We're going to have a second moon. What's going on, guys? maybe something, some electrical connect that I was telling you guys about. Remember? So, oh yeah, there we go. We're getting some swirl action in the cloud there. We got like some tornadic looking. It's not just the cloud looks like one. Interesting. Yeah, that star's starting to let up. There's the maiden over there. Let's see if you can see the maiden. Back here. There, where's the maiden? There she is, laying on her back, looking up at the sky. Bunch of stories out here about this place. All right, we got, let's go inside here. We're still light out, but somebody like, light out, it's been dark in my house. But anyway, you live over on the left coast, right? No, you're on the right coast. All right, right. I'm left. Remember, I ain't right. So, all right, see, we're starting to get sun. This is in the sunset, but this is on the north side of the sky. We get sunset, this whole place will, look at this, all to the north. This isn't the sunset, and all the sky will start turning colors. Look how it's getting pink over here, back to the east. This place is crazy, the way look at this cotton candy color and all this. Yeah, this is not the sunset, but this is what the sunset does. The whole thing lights up like a sunset out here sometimes. If you stay out here, it just, I told you, it doesn't, changes fast. It moves through the colors pretty quickly. So still some more stuff over here. And that's back over to the west. This way is to the west. So we're going to go in this to the north. You get sunset in the north. We'll even get sunset back over here. Oh yeah, look, guys, these skies are, the clouds turn pink back behind me. But anyways, let's go back inside. Oh my goodness, my back is doing too much block. Good boys. Nope. Oh, all right. Now I gotta put the lid on this. All right, let's get her done. Oh my goodness. All right. Plug this phone in. Oh, did I get a good drink there, Big Tuggy? Did it not work? No, come on now. Maybe not. All right, there it goes. All right, plugged in. Cool. Maybe it'll hold for a minute. Oh. What are you doing, get poppets? Okay. Super duper. All right. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate your time hanging out there outside. Like I said, this valley is a pretty unique place, and maybe someday I'll have my way. I'll run all the law out of this town, and everybody be left alone out here. And been trying for a while. So, speaking of the law, remember that's the word Shem, name. Hallowed be thy Agape. Hallowed be thy name. That's the law, not Jesus, or not. That's the whole 66 books. So you be judged by the law that you go by. Please remember that. Oh man, freaking hay. Okay, there we go. Leave it alone. Don't touch it. So, thanks for coming in. If you want to sound off where you're at, I'm out in Silver Lake, Oregon. A beautiful place with a corrupt police department and a corrupt DA and corrupt judges. And I've been standing against the law because that's what Christ did. And he stood against the law because it was perverted, and they perverted the law here. And it's everywhere. It's perverted in America. We go by the corporate law, and I don't go on dates with men, follow mandates. Those aren't law. That's not a law. I don't do none of that. I don't follow codes. That's not a law. That's meant for a corporation. Are you a corporation? If you go by corporate law, then you just rip the father down off the tree. Just with a son. The father's not. He sent his son. But you rip Christ right down off what you unfulfill what he fulfilled, right? The unblemished sacrifice, all what he did. So, and we do it, brothers, sisters. We that's why he tells us to take up your cross daily. Can't do what's in our heart. Oh, God knows it's in my heart. None of that. So, Tiggy's going to try and knock over the string like he always does. He's so big. So, it was good to talk to somebody today about the case because I've kind of just been bottled up with it. So, shouldn't be any surprise. I think the stupidest thing they could have ever done was put YouTube, on their police report. YouTube. Well, now all that's YouTube, all that's digital evidence now. The hundreds of hours of live streaming. So, you can go back if you want to watch. There's more rapists, murders, and pedophiles released into this county. It's the poorest county, and that happens throughout the United States, and more than just this state. It's happening across the country. Not every, but it is happening. And so they fund all these lowest funded or lowest economic, county with these releases of these people that are on parole that are pedophiles, rapists, and murderers into counties that are the poorest. And so like I said, I put pressure on this district attorney I put pressure on everybody, don't matter. But I put pressure on this public pretender because he's the one that finally, they swatted my house, shot up my house, did all this stuff. You can see the live stream. And yeah, hallelujah. The day before I went to court, he showed me, because I just wasn't the last time, he showed me Luke 12 and 11, 11 through 12. So, I was out without any legal representation, literally at that point. And this public pretender I just called him and talked to him today. But I told him, I'm not playing. Don't play with me, man. I'll fire you. We're going to trial. I ain't doing no deals. I ain't taking no deals. Get that out of your head. Don't even waste my time. You should know that. Go talk to everybody. So, go ask the judge. I was barking orders at him. And you kept me in jail an extra week illegally too long. See, it's kind of a blessing. This guy's not from the county. So, maybe that'll be some kind of saving grace that somebody from outside this county, because again, on my Lady in Red was moderated a lot of those hours that we, hundreds of hours, 17 days straight before as soon as I got up and took the whiteboard out. Do you see a whiteboard like background or just alive? Because if you see the whiteboard get out, Tracy means business. And as soon as I broke out the whiteboard, that's when they issued the SWAT warrant for the rest of myself and my son. So I've now seen it. They're trying to make me out, brothers, sisters. And I know that Lady in Red was there for a lot of it, as I was some kind of hostile or something, because if I was backed in a corner, I would defend myself. What? And that's friggin' their case is, it's just, I didn't even read all of it. I read a little bit, just, I don't even care. It's not about that. They're going to drop this case. That's why I don't even care. This is going to be this case about all the illegal things that are done first, and then we'll look at the case. But until we look at, oh, you kept me in jail for an extra week, co-defendant on the same case, counsel can't do that, right of discovery, suppression of evidence. I've seen, now I've seen they haven't presented anything, video evidence or docu-cam or body cam of, again, me Mirandized. My son his wife wasn't listed on the warrant. They didn't show probable cause. I seen what they now, and there's nothing to hide. You can go watch it all because I live streamed all of it. They said because she told him not to stop, that's why she has felony charges. Good luck with having the jury and indict her for that, and then go full of foot. They're right. I'm not going to indict her for telling him not to stop. They were going to throw him in a rape cage. Let his, I'm a cock blocker, okay? I'm not going to let my son's, get violated, his backside by some man in prison. He already did all this time. So, not gonna have it. Not gonna, hey, what are you doing? I scared him. Did you sound like a squeak box? Did I scare you? She's so funny. Why the tiny? Oh, I love you guys. I love all my puppies over here. Dad was coming today, so we gotta get some puppy time. Oh my god. 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 Oh, you're not doing that. They're just wiggling around like a wiggle wart, like a wiggle wart, like a wiggle wart. You open up your mouth. He loves the dad. He was a dad. You love that. Pants knocking that out of my hand. You guys are sick. Stop it. One at a time. So, anyways, ooh. What's going out my back? Oh, I see you. Oh, I see you. Oh, hanging out with my puppies. Oh, he's having a fit, guys. He's just having a good old time with the dad. You having a good old time with the dad? Are you? You love the dad? Tell me how you love dad. You love the dad? Huh? He's such a good boy. I love that dog so much. He's a good boy. I got good puppies. I'm lucky to have good dogs. Good puppy dogs. Did you get a drink? So, anyways, just a little bit of relief today because I've been holding it in, trying not to bring it into the live stream and talk about it too much. But I did a live earlier. Got a little emotional, but that's all right. I'm just a man. I ain't tripping. I don't worry about nothing. I don't care about nothing what any of this world says about me. Nothing. I don't care what nobody says. No judge, no man, no woman, no nothing. No police officer, nobody. I only care what the Father thinks and the Son. He's the one that's going to have me before the Father and pass me through that book of judgment. So I hope I have a covering for, well, I know that, I have that covering, but if I'm chosen, it would be enough, and that's not up for me to decide. I'm just supposed to do what he tells me. Go out and stand up against perverted law. Don't stand around and do nothing. Remember, I'm still a pastor. I still pastor the Word of God. The only issue we had was when we left this sanctuary. Go give his wife a shower. So whatever, we'll see. I just told him drop the whole case. So I don't want to hear it. That's all. I was barking at the judge, telling the district attorney, telling my son's supposed attorney. There's something there to that too. I know my son fired that attorney, and when I asked him to his face, "Are you my son's attorney?" "Yeah." "How come I got paperwork that says you're not and he fired you?" Remember, you represented me at code of counsel on the same case. You can't do that. That's illegal. You know that. That's where you're pleading I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. So I can't talk to you. Yeah, cool. All right, it went charged. So, all right. Anyways, so yeah, what a day! What a day. Went and got some more blocked for the archive. Got more work done on the archive. Trying not to let all this. I only have so much time. I have a court date later, but I don't know. Brothers, sisters. I don't want to overstate anything, but this is the first time somebody's been able. I told that attorney today. I said, you know what? This is the first time I have legal representation. So let you know, you couldn't make a deal. So go make a deal and now drop this, drop all this. So because they couldn't have talked to me. So tell me that they had some anonymous call. Somebody called YouTube saying, that I was violent or some, because I said I would, if I got backed into a corner, that I would strike. The whole time. There's hundreds of hours. How many hours did I say? I don't want none of that. I'm not. I have arms, but my son's not. That's why he's in a separate place, so that he doesn't have any ability to have that. And I'm only, and I have that right all the time. And I don't need that, but I still have that right. So I never called for violence. That's so funny that they made it. And then would they say that I was willing to die for the cause? And I think they took that out of context. You know what I'm saying? Does God forgive infantry soldiers? Well, God forgave Paul the mass murderer. I'm a veteran myself. Pants. And I think we might have had this discussion before. I don't want to get discussion of veteran right now, but maybe I thought I recognized your name. But God forgave the Apostle Paul. He was a mass murderer of Christians. And it was the church, the Pharisees, the who hung Christ. So he was both a Pharisee and a mass murderer. So if he can rebuke the Apostle Paul, Saul who became Paul, I don't question whoever he took that thief on the cross. That's what I told my son. These cops are getting ready to SWAT this house, and we're begging and pleading on this freaking live stream. Somebody call. Somebody please call. Look at how many calls. Lady in red, how many calls do you think were placed on this live stream? How many? Because we might have some bots and spam in here. You spent a lot of time with me on here during that time. So, and the other moderators, some of the other were in here. How many calls do you think were made to both these counties? They got some anonymous call. And then there was a YouTube. This is so weak, guys. This freaking case is so shite. It's hilarious, but it's okay. It is what it is. Yeah, can't imagine, back then that's what they did. They were slaughtering Christians, the pagan tribes and Constantine. And yeah, it was big time. People got it pretty easy today. I ain't no Christian, but 99% of Christians are Satanist pagans that worship self and birth and holidays. We don't celebrate any of that stuff. We don't celebrate anything. So, but I just feel like this would be the first time, brothers and sisters, where this is all going in under, there you go. I'm off the grid, man. I wish I could live like a Quaker because nobody wanted to do it with me. I tried to live like a Quaker. So, I live off, and I know they don't, but I'm minimal, was trying to be a minimalist, like Mennonites or Quakers. You got to go back to the old ways, the lost ways. These are the ways that have worked and tried and tested since, time immemorial. So I want to get a book like this and study what 3 generations ago a man could go walk out into the woods, a woman, and feed themselves without a Starbucks or a Hardee's or a Carl's Jr. or Checkers or whatever, In-N-Out Burger, I don't care, McDonald's, whatever. They could feed them without a grocery store. So, yeah, I know, but Lady in red, how many calls do you think were made to Lake County, this county, to the police department over the 200 and some hours, the 17 days that we were in here? And I made all those phone calls, remember, before. I have years of calling, This is just when we came in, and, I accosted his body and said, nope, you don't tell me you're going to surrender yourself. You already did this stuff. Your dad already done through this. We're going to get this thing taken care of. So, okay. So, and they make one anonymous phone call. Look, see what I'm saying, lady and random? One anonymous phone call. Their case is off one anonymous phone call, guys. You know what I'm saying? In their thing. It's just, they already had, the calling on me isn't a big deal, Bill, because there was already a bunch of people calling, going, you need to listen to this guy. All he's asking you to do is look at his son's 180 hours. That's what I was pitching the whole time, look, I don't want violence. I don't want revolution. I just want communication, peaceful. Somebody call, they didn't call until they're shooting my house up, and I had to give them the phone number. They had it the whole time. They just did. Brothers and sisters, like I said, I talked to the lady today that was involved in that other case, the cleaning lady. She's like, I am still so blown away, Tracy, on how many. She said it like 3 times, and she just kept pausing. She's like, I cannot believe how many vehicles they brought out to your house. She said, I didn't know that was you. And then I saw all of it, get them all. They were all stacking up in town. And she's like, wow, that's it. Because they do raids out here or whatever. People do dumb things out here, and people get, but this was something different, brothers and sisters. They brought in the state. They brought in, I thought I saw multiple freaking bear, but the way they make me look, and the thing is like I'm some kind of violent person, but I said, they're going to isolate one person's call. And I think they took one thing that I said, that, I would die trying to do this, meaning I'm not going to give up, not going to kill anybody, or they just took it out of context. They took those 2 things in the anonymous phone call. And how about the hundreds of hours of me saying, look, no guns, no nothing here. I'm not trying to do that. This is the last thing I want. I just want somebody to talk about my son's hours. He already did. These was the terms of his release. He already did them. They're just mad at me. When I talked to that attorney today, that's what I told him. You know what? They're just mad at me. I'm the guy that held a protest in front of their police department. They did. They twisted it, Lisa. They did. They took it twisted on me, but I ain't tripping, because how about the hundreds of hours that I was saying, hey, I don't want no fights with nobody. Look, I'm just his dad. I've already dealt with this. I'm just pissed because the rapist got to run around town, and my son was in jail. So I didn't want my son to get special treatment. I just didn't want to see my son out of 5 guys. One's a rapist. Still to this day, never has been charged. All the others were charged to this day. They have charges, and the rapist who let them in to do this thing is still never served a day in jail. Everybody. My son is the only one who ever did. He did more time than everybody combined in the whole case. It's crazy. And then he did more probation than anybody, because he did all of it. And then they made him at month 33 started saying, oh, you only had 47 hours. I told that to the attorney today. I said, look, man, I ain't playing no games. This Lily Frank is a criminal. I ain't going into her record, but you can look. She got a record. You want to look into mine. I don't have a record, and she does. Okay. This lady, I'm up her butt, about what she's doing with my son, because this rapist is running around this community that I live in. I'm not happy. So I didn't want, special treatment for my son. I wanted equal justice. Why does the rapist get to run around? My son sits in jail for, nearly a year, 11 months, almost a year, 10.5 or 11 months, something like that, a year. And not one of these other people involved in the same exact thing. They were all doing it together, supposedly. And my son's the only one to go to jail. I wasn't happy. And the rapist is running around. What would you do? My son, I always taught him, if you do the crime, do the time. And he did his time. He did more than anybody. And then he did all his hours. And if he would have missed any hours, he would have been given a violation or probation felony violation, or a probation violation, because he was on supervised felony probation. I told that to the attorney today, and he's like, yep. So I got a lot of yeses from this clown public pretender, but I don't know. He's from another county. I shouldn't be so hard on him. He just worked I just told him, I'll fire you, dude. Unless you talk about these 180 hours, you're not jumping this. It's not about all this stupid thing, leaving the house. We didn't even, and it's good too, brothers, sisters, because I'm glad that they said all the right things, that Elijah did not drive over 55 miles an hour. And it says he did a U-turn. And if they ping his phone, he didn't do a U-turn. He pulled into the house, and he pulled around and came back out, drove down, and he was a minute before he came back, and we just went back to the house. And we couldn't hardly see, like I said, out of Elijah's back window. They say that they couldn't see the tags, so they called his license plate in. And then so he followed us for a long time, and then he turned on his lights. We were almost home. He puts the intervals out there, but I ain't tripping because Elijah never sped, and I'm the one who told him, do not stop this vehicle. So I guess in the video, if you guys want to watch it, I guess his wife said don't stop, and that's why she's got felonies. I guess that's why they said she's got, but they didn't show that on the warrant, probable cause on the warrant for her arrest, or have her have even a warrant for arrest. So that's not valid. They were stalking me out here, Lisa. They were stalking this property, and I was asking them, I want peace. Somebody call me, please. Do not do. I've been calling the district attorney for years, been calling the elected sheriff to talk about the corruption in this county and these other cases that I'm in, have these, people who have stolen from me, and, you're locking people up for that didn't steal anything. And the lady who's calling is the one who stole from me. You're issuing warrants for her. How do you get all these warrants and you can't even take care of, a lady who supposedly got a warrant issued for arrest for selling a car? There was 2 cars on the property. I bought the estate. I didn't get the one car. The cleaning lady did. I got the other car in the 2 estates. I was part of her pay. And the lady flipped the script on her and said, hey, that lady's trying to steal my car. I could tell the county, well, she stole my car too. I don't want to press charges, but why are you prosecuting her for this getting warrants? She stole my car then too. And I never got my car or the other estate. $25,000 I got stolen from me. They won't do nothing about it. So there's a lot of things with this case is bigger. I didn't even talk to the attorney today. I just gave him a little tiny oligas, brothers, sisters. So they're going to prosecute my son's wife for telling him do not stop. Seriously? That's why she has felony charges, because she said don't stop. I didn't listen to brothers, sisters. I've only listened to those things one time. I've kind of relied on you guys to go back and listen to them. I can't watch that. I can't. I don't think I'll ever be able to watch it. Even when this case is over, I don't want to go back and watch what they did that day. I remember. I have it ingrained in my head. You know how my memory works. I've forgotten nothing of that day. Nothing. I was only concerned about my pets. I was not violent. That was so stupid. The dumbest thing they ever did is went and bragged to the local restaurants that I stood up to them during the COVID, because they wouldn't stand up to the restaurants. And then they go do their meeting of the minds and come shoot up Hogan's Alley. They're going to shoot me with this warrant. Oh, bad guy. Look at, he says he's violent. If you back him into a coroner, I finally got an attorney today after 100 and some days. They kicked me out of jail after 14. They can only keep you 7 in the state of Oregon, and they legally kept me 7 extra days. And it's a clown show. It's a big show. But anyways, those attorneys are going to be talking to each other, and that's all you guys remember. They're going to go there and they're going to talk. Hey, this is dad that's going there ripping our ass everywhere. Hey, okay, what did he say to you? You know what that dude said to me? Oh my God, you know what he said to me? The judge said, well, the last thing he said to me is, you kept me here illegally, and walked out of the courtroom. He walked out on me twice. The last time, I don't know if God overcame him when I was in there, because I remember I told you, brothers, sisters, I was a little beside myself, but he showed me Luke 12 and 11. So, but I told you, I watch people. I'm a people person, and it's like something locked on him or something, because like I said, he just seemed like he was, I don't know, he was still there, but there was something that, I was talking to him and he wouldn't even, I'm telling him this, you don't have, the attorney, guys, is pretty crazy, because I'm telling them to drop the case and da-da-da. And the attorney, the public pretender attorney comes on and says, no, hey, you need to use your Fifth Amendment right and be quiet and don't say anything. And, I said, look, ma'am, I know my First Amendment right to speak, and I know my Fifth Amendment right to be quiet. You need to be quiet, and I'm asserting my First Amendment right. Don't interrupt me. I'm talking, and I did. Brother said, I wasn't like that. I told you, God said I would know what to say. So I said, you can't even produce, under right of discovery and suppression of the evidence. I've seen all your evidence. You don't have any evidence. I've seen no evidence that you could show me under this right of, remember, guys, under right of discovery, they have to give you all their evidence. And under the suppression of evidence, they cannot suppress any evidence. That's why I'm saying there's no extra warrant for Adriana, my son's daughter. They have to show probable cause to arrest you on a warrant and accost your body. They have to show you the warrant. They didn't follow any of the procedure. None of the procedure was followed. I said, you know what? Don't tell me, my Fifth Amendment. I know my Miranda rights, okay? So don't interrupt me. Again, I'm reminding you, I have the right to be quiet, but I'm going to assert my right to use my First Amendment. So you assert your right to Fifth Amendment and be quiet and don't interrupt me again. I said, you don't have a case. You need to drop this case. You're wasting the county's money. And I'm pointing at the DA, Now this time, he had never looked at me in all these years. This guy won't even look at me. Even my son's case, he'd run out of the building when I used to show up down there. I'm telling you, and I'm looking at him. I'm like, you better drop this case. This is the first time he's ever looked at me, brothers and sisters. And all this time, all that he did, this grand jury did all sign the SWAT warrant. And he's like, he got his head bobbing. I told you that already. So I said, you can't even under that right of discovery, it's fresh evidence, produce any body cam that I've even been Mirandized. So I don't want to hear it. Drop these cases immediately. This is a waste of taxpayers' money. You shot my house up. This is ridiculous. I don't know. And then that's, like I said, that's when something overtook that judge, because when I was saying it to him, he started talking to that disc attorney, and he's like, he turned me off for a second and wasn't hearing me. It was, like I said, it was pretty good. Last time I got in there, he knew I wasn't playing around. I walked up and they got me in there first instead of last this time. Front running me. Last time I wasn't even on the docket. Okay. Oh, senior's up now. They didn't call me. My name is Apocalypse. Remember? Revelation. That's what I was arrested as. So Apocalypse, Revelation. What's your name? Revelation. My name is Apocalypse. Whoa. I didn't do the whoa, brothers and sisters, but I tell them, I told you I would. Pardon me. I keep my word. When I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I told them, he tried to arrest my son, I'll arrest him. Your warrant is not valid. Mine is more valid. You try to throw him in a rape cage. I'm a cock blocker. I'm not going to let some man stick his cock in my son's rear end. I ain't happening. Dad'll be the cock. I'll go to prison before he does. So come try to, Mulan Lobby, come take dad. And so they eventually did, brothers, sisters, but it's okay. I'm not worried about it. It was not done anywhere near the way that things were supposed to be done legally, and they broke too many laws. So I told the attorney today, I don't want to hear about the case. I'm going to sit here and start rattling off all the illegal things that were done in this case from the beginning. Keeping me in jail extra 7 days, proof that they were targeting. I said the judge is the attorney. Said they're pleading to the judge, let this guy out. He's a veteran. He doesn't have a criminal record. He has no record. He's a tax-paying person in this county. He's paid for decade. He's not a flight risk. You got to let him out. You're going to ruin this case under this Ninth Appellate Circuit. Suspension is still. If this case, you got to let him out. You can't keep him more than 7 days. Judge, they didn't hear it. They kept me for 7 extra days. So right out the gate, go pants. They didn't have a warrant for my son's daughter or my daughter's, my son's wife, girlfriend's arrest. I like how they called it out as his wife, daughter, or his wife, girlfriend, because they go by the old, if you lay with a woman, that's what my son believes in. He don't go around and lay all these women, or whatever. He's the traditional. He understands that. That's your wife. If you lay with the woman, that's your wife. So don't go sleeping around like that. So anyways, I was, happy about seeing some of this evidence, but it's a big sham. It's nothing, this, like I said, I'm screaming. So I imagine when they all get together and finally talk, they're going to go, dude, this guy is a freaking pain in the ass. I thought you guys were going to shoot him, Well, we tried. We tried to shake him out of there, but he wouldn't come. He came out with that damn live stream. He got the live stream on before we can get him out of there. We did. We shot him right in the face. He just shut the door. He just shut the door. And then went inside. We just popped him full of gas. He was sitting there at the door talking, calling to us and screaming about his dogs the whole time. All these, whatever. You guys go watch the live stream. I was more concerned about my dogs and my son and they're lobbing tear gas in here. It takes a professional cleaning company to clean one of those things out here. They pumped 6 or 7 of those things, 5, 6. I don't know how many they were. They took them out of here. I only found one of the canisters because they knew how many. They watched the live stream. You can hear them pop, as well, we don't want to shoot your house up. We don't want to wreck your house. Bam, oh, come on, man. We don't want to wreck, bam, as they just kept lobbing tear gas in here, my poor animals had kitties that are right about the same age as these baby kitties that I have now. They're just little kittens. And my poor dogs, man, had to stay in here. Pants would not leave the house. He would not leave this property. He would not leave this area. Nobody could take him from the property. They were able to take my other dog, but the outer boy wasn't. No way in no hell was he going to be taken from this property. He's like, I'm waiting till Dad gets out of jail. So he was a good boy because I had my Mr. Pants when I didn't have my biggest guy, and I got him back, and he was hammered, guys, and he's back on the diamond lamb rice. He's doing good. You've seen him. He's looking healthy again. He's getting shiny. His tail, all that hair's, man, his tail looked like, you ever see a blister? When you pull a blister off, it looks like pink like that, and it's shiny. That's what his whole back of his tail looked like. Poor kid. Freaking had so many ticks on him. So many, oh my gosh. He's just a wreck, And remember how long it took me to get my poor puppy back. So I'm so happy that I have my dogs back, man. That's what kind of kept me not overdoing it. And when I was going and talking last time, even though I was ripping everybody's, I don't have to do a FOIA request. It's called right of discovery and suppression of evidence. But thank you, Bill. I know what you're talking about, but I don't have to in this case. You know what I'm saying? It's under my right of discovery. They have to disclose all co-defendant, all counsel for all co-defendants as well. I get all their evidence. They get all my, nothing, no new. They can't throw anything out there at a trial. Nothing can be, thank you, but I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? And they have to show me that under my right of suppression, they can't suppress any evidence. And then if they bring some later, then I can suppress that evidence because I don't have time to discover the evidence. So nothing, they can't just throw something on you, but thank you. I'm a prior law enforcement officer myself. I told this attorney today, I ain't playing around, man. I know the law, so I ain't trying to throw it in your thing, but I've represented myself in a legal court of law. If you want to go back and ask some judges about me, I represented myself in cases for my son in custody, and that's not easy to do. Custody battles are not an easy, especially when you talk about, sexual and physical abuse and a lot of things, my poor son, he just been through hell, man. Poor young man. And he just all resilient. I don't know, he hasn't done something more severe, and he just stays to himself with his wife and just tries to keep his head down and not get in any trouble. He did, and got, he did his time and never got in any trouble he didn't get no trouble. I don't care, still to this day. I did a FOIA request, my first one no long ago. Please pull me over. Well, I was just saying, if you share it publicly, you can get a lot of attention. So, oh well. Yeah, I hear you, Bill. I tried all that, man. We streamed for hundreds of hours. We had hundreds of people. Did you hear what Lady in Red said? We had thousands of people calling. Made thousands of calls, so it just it's all God now. It's all the Father. It's always been. That's just it's nice to know that they're talking to each other, hopefully here in like I said, I mean, the big subject's going to come up is like, what the hell do we do about this dad? You know, this dad guy won't go away. He lives in the county. He owns property here. You know, he's not going to, this guy ain't going to go away. We thought he'd run out of town, you know, and I thought for a minute I wasn't safe here. And then I said, I'm not going to sit here and they can snipe me out from the hills out here if they want to. I'm not going to sit there and run around and, you know, every once in a while, I just flip the hills off. Be like, I don't care if you're up there watching me. I'm not going to just pause my life. I continued to live stream as soon as I got out of court. Went right back to live streaming, you know, did some time, put some more time in, and then I needed to let it go, let God put it back in his hands. And, you know, I could still be streaming every day, but much blessings. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate that. Just let you know, I pastor the gospel, and I'm hoping that I'm on this property, and I'm trying to sell everything I have here to give it all the ministry so I can go on the road. Maybe I'll be so lucky that my son will I'll be able to see him someday. Wow. Okay. A little bit of a long day here, so, but it's a little overwhelming. I apologize. Kind of came to tears early on the stream. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it. Again, I'm trying to get, hopefully, this is what God wants for me, not what I want, but get done this archive. And I feel like when I'm done, you know, getting this word of God and where he wants me to have it, and then I will hopefully some of these things, and I'm hoping someday to see my son again. I don't know if that's a thing, but today I had just a little glimmer of hope in the live stream, and I haven't really had that. I haven't said that at all, but you know, maybe something will happen, and maybe I will get to see him someday again and talk to him, because he's the only person I had, and he's a good young man. And you know, I'm kind of in this country for him, and I'm on this in this issue because, and I don't want him more than the word. It has to be bigger than him. But again, he's a good young man, and so I'm hoping that all these things will come to pass, and that soon, that, you know, all the contributions that people have given to me and everything, I want to take everything I've worked for and turn it over to the ministry. And kind of be, I don't want to be tied down anymore. I don't want to own anything. He's calling out, Christ calling out to me. He was a man of very few things. He was a man of sorrows. And I know, like myself, the weight of the world, I feel like for so many people that are put in this position, you know, I'm facing these felony charges I don't even care about. I don't even think about my charges. My charges aren't even an issue. I don't care about whatever they do with me. It's not going to change anything, you know. If God wants me to sit in a prison, as I told my son that day, we have to let him use us, and we can both end up in prison over this. If that's what God wants us to do, like the thief on the cross, maybe it's our words, that's something that's you're going to be speaking, and my son knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's not you bringing him to God, son. It's that word, and they need to hear that. So if we both end up in prison over this deal, let him use you. And when my son called me that day, when the police were swatting my house, you know, and I'm not going to prison, Dad. I'm not going to prison, Dad. He was scared out of his mind. He didn't want to, you know, he hasn't done anything. He's a good young man. And son, remember what we talked about, son, the thief on the cross, son. And he said, okay. And that is, if you can all understand the power of the word of God, I don't know, I can explain it to you. I can put it to you any more. I see God right there in the word of God, you know. And then my son then went out there and they shot him anyways, you know, peacefully. He had his hands in the air. Wasn't combative, and only asked about, why are you here? And why are you taking me? What about my 180 hours? You know, he just wanted to know why isn't anybody talking about my 100? What I already did all this time and then some, you know. So much blessings, you know. I'm hoping soon to downscale in my life just to a truck and my dogs, and give this land over to the ministry, and I can go on the road, and I can see waterfalls and fish again. And I haven't thrown a fishing pole in the water in probably 10 or 12 years. Man, I think it was maybe the time was the last time with my son. It could be even longer. I'm just been too busy, as my son told me, you know. Um, he said, I'm giving it to the church, to the ministry. I'm giving all my land and everything I've done and worked for to the ministry. That's what it's about. It's about putting it in the position to where God has control of it, not me. And I don't have to worry about it anymore. God's in control of it. And I'm pretty sure everything that was come to fruition on this land will come to fruition. That didn't, I wanted to grow organic abundance food here and eat an organic lifestyle and have people around that fellowship with people who are more of a mindset of not trying to do this big city thing and want to have extra time to go look at waterfalls and maybe go catch trout or go ride a motorcycle or just do. Again, my son said, Dad, you've been working for 6 years, man, straight 5-6 years, ever since everything happened. My whole family came and took everything from this property. My brother came and took everything I'd ever worked for 6 years ago and took everything from this property while I was not here, and my son's stuff, and I never got it back, to include like this time. I just had 30 plus pounds of silver taken from me. That was my retirement. That was my ability to leave the country. That was my ability to pay off this land. My son said, Dad, take that silver and go on the road, Dad. I know I watch your live streams and I can see the pain in your eyes. You've tried so long to put that community together, and they're not coming, Dad. Just go on the road. Go get the books you want to archive and go back there and get charged up, like you said. But I didn't do it. I didn't. I just did what what was in my mind, and I'm glad that I didn't, because it did bail my son out of jail, and I'm happy that he's not in prison, because they need to look at his case. They need to look at these 180 hours. And that's why I told the attorney today, 181 hours legal, 182 hours legal, 183. He's even done 100. He's done like another 130 or 40 or 50 hours. I believe he did more than 180 when he left here. He's done like 300 hours, and they just still want to throw him in prison because they're mad at Dad. So, hopefully the attorneys will talk to the other attorney today, and the big subject will be, hey, do we want to deal with this guy? He's not going to let up. He's not. He's yelling at all of us. And I'm not yelling, brothers and sisters, but I will raise my voice. I will not stand down. I don't worry about my tone. I tell, you don't think so, go listen to the First Amendment audit. They took part 2 down here. I tell cops what to do. They work for me. So that's what I've been doing the whole time. You telling them what they were going to do. I don't go in there and listen. Last time I said I went in there, brothers and sisters, they knew I wasn't messing around. They front running me in front of everybody. And the judge said, you can sit down. You can sit down. He didn't say sit down. He said, you can sit down if you want. He didn't say he didn't tell me to sit down. He said, you can sit down if you want, the judge. Remember, I told you something was a little more overcoming with him. So this last time, and he didn't do the denied thing. It's like there's something in the works, and I'm hoping it's the Father. It's none of my doing with what I'm saying here. And I'm just a part of this little tiny, as I told you, the tiniest little pin in the whole, thing. There's a bigger thing going on here. So hoping that it is important what I do. This falls out, this is God's big master plan. It could make the whole thing his thing. So I need to be that just little tiny pin I'm not the big shiny whatever up in the front where the whole world sees. I know I'm just this small piece down here, but it's crucial, brothers and sisters. It's absolutely crucial to hold that, I'm a veteran. Don't quit your post until properly relieved. So I go in there and I tell them what, to do, and they don't like it. And so I'm sure that when they all talk to each other about this case, they're going to wonder what the hell to do with me, because I'm not going away. I was told what was their evidence? I'll die doing this or something. So yeah, I'm not going to give up. If it was you doing or anybody else that I knew was an upright person or anybody, I'm just doing it for the principle. If this happens to most people, a lot of people, you don't understand. What are you worried about? Because Christ didn't own any land. Christ was a man of few things, few possessions. I want to be able to not own any land. I have 65 acres of land. What do I need 65 acres of land? What, you want to buy some? I'll sell you some land cheap. Here, I won't give it away. It's for sale. Here, buy some land for me, and I'll pay off this land, and then I'll give it to the church. Does that make you feel better? I can't pay this one off because I bought that one. I had to try to get the money to pay this one off, but that one came for sale. I wish I would have just paid this one off. Wouldn't even have this issue right now. You buy some land? I got 20 up the road. I got 20 over here. I got 5 on the highway. Which one do you want? Anybody got 20? I got 20, 20K. Anybody 25? Anybody 27 and a half? So anyways. All right. Bye, Zen. Now I'm giving it to the church. I rebuke you. You don't have any idea what I'm doing here. So please leave. You're a fleshy thing. I just say Christ didn't own any land. So why would I sell it and not give it to the church? That's the right thing to do. You have any idea what's coming? You can't own the land in America. This land is an apostasy. I rebuke America. It makes me want to throw up and get it. Oh man, that just hit my PTSD so hard. Gosh, I wish I could get that out of myself, but that is what it is. You can't own land in America. You don't own your car. You know that. You notice there's a title. You ever see what it says on there? It's your title, your land. That's not the title. There's a title holder to your. So even if you have and own your land, it's disgusting. So if you give it to God, then God can take care of your land for you. And then you give it to God and you don't worry about it anymore. He takes care of it. See? Isn't that beautiful? And in this great taking that is about to come, because the Fed just lowered interest rates 50 basis points, we are in a recession. Well, what was that? You see that? That was crazy. Was that just my vision? Did you guys see anything on there? Or because my vision gets weird. I've been having these flashes in my vision, so I don't know if you guys just saw that or not. But I told you this eye thing, my unconcentrated, whatever with them shooting me in the eye. That's what I said. You own nothing and be happy. I think I'm going for well, not Rousseau. One thing has been saying the White House. So, anyways, you can't own land in this country. So, land not for sale, like the natives saying to the White House. Well, we came over here. They were pagans, and we slaughtered them because they were pagans. And I don't go for this whole soul. They didn't have no soul, but there's a nation. That where God allowed us to do this because it wasn't, necessarily a white thing. There was no such thing as white men. You're just a racist, and I rebuke you because they didn't have white people back then. And these people all came across ice bridges and all, different places to come here. So the Chinese were here in the 14th century. So get your idiocracy native talk out of here, because I've supported the whole living on stolen land, but recently I've discovered there's a reason why God allowed us to, the people of this country to slaughter everybody was here, because they were pagans and they went after pagan gods. And although they were very symbiotic and took way better care of the land than we, and just came here and destroyed this, but they're pagans. They worship pagan gods, their totem gods and all their, so I still don't think it's right, but, sometimes God does things after his own counsel. It talks about a blessed nation, 400 years. And so that blessing came with slaughtering. And then, here, have some casinos and some yams. That'll shut you up, right? I don't like what happened here, but I don't condone it. But don't start pushing some nonsense about you're entitled. Every nation and every supposed race or whatever, there's no races or one race. Different ethnicities been enslaved and land taken from them and moving around. These borders have been moving around since the time immemorial. Just don't sit here and speak white to me, please. And I say whitey, but stop it. Look into what you're saying. There's a reason why this people came over here and were allowed to take the people there and slaughter them. They were going after other gods, fire gods and tree gods, and yep. So That's not pleasing in the eyes of the Father under this covenant. So you just have to live with that. And yeah, history sucks, but you have to deal with it. So Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. Early Native Americans, there were people here before. Again, the Chinese were here in the 14th century. The people have been coming to the Americas for a long time. So they just don't tell you a lot about a history here. There's things in the dirt you can dig up and relics, brothers, sisters, that will show you the oldest clothing on the planet was found right here where I live, my backyard. Believe that? I don't care what you believe. Older it outdates anything on this, there's nothing older than where I'm at. 18,000-year-old camel tooth found in Riley, Oregon. They already announced that this is the oldest place in the Northern Hemisphere. Just a matter of time before they figure it out, right? Yeah, I've tried to tell people for a while, you're crazy. And now like, oh man, you're right. This is the oldest place in the Northern Hemisphere. Wow, that's crazy. Of Oregon, like anywhere in the North, this is where the oldest clothing was found. It predates anything from the Southern Hemisphere. So yeah, but that's okay. Jimmy Crack Corn, you guys don't, I'm sitting at the gate. I'm sitting to the gate of hell, the abyss. How about that? We'll just throw that out there for you. I found the entrance to the abyss. There's more than one entrance to Al Qaeda. There's more than one, but there's a master entrance, if you will. And I've got front row seats to it. So you could check it out. I talked briefly about it before on the live stream, but he'll put his people where he wants them. He'll give the woman the wings of the angel. She will flee to the wilderness. She'll be given the safety. So cool. I haven't checked any email. I went to town and I'm off grid. So I always got all these extra little things that I got to do so I haven't done any emails. I haven't checked any, seen if anybody bought or hit me up on Craigslist or anything or anything. But anyways, yeah, I got tickets to the front row. So rock on. And some of the people, somebody who was saying that the other day, I think it's one of our brothers in here knows about the double circles out here. This place I'm right in the middle of it. That's right where the shelter's at, right in the middle of the two circles. Huh, interesting. How does it land right there? Well, that's just where it landed. That's where God put it. Not, you give the woman the wings of an angel and she'll flee to the wilderness. So those are the desert, brothers, sisters, and given so here we are, doing this archive. So I don't watch TV. I threw my TV away in 1990. So maybe even before you were born. I don't know how old you are, but I don't watch television. It's just a bunch of propaganda, lamestream media, predictive programming. It's all you're doing to being programmed. They grew up watching television programs and going to school, right? It's all about going with the flow. So get over there and that's why you get schooled. So everybody stays together, right? You get programmed and channeled, so you stay within the right. What do you talk about, school or program or channeling? It's visual and verbal voodoo, brothers, sisters. Why do you think you get stung at the spelling bee? Casting spells and playing verbal voodoo with you, poking at you, programming you, and twisting all your buttons. And no attention to the man behind the curtain. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto. Hey guys, I'm gonna set this down in the stream for a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I don't keep this too long, and I'll come back up here. I need to take a minute. I had a couple of people call me here, so I need to make a phone call. Somebody called me from earlier. I need to probably give them a call back. I haven't called them. I noticed I had like 4 or 5 missed calls from them, so I don't know what that is. Somebody called me that many times. Something must be up. But I've been busy doing the ARC, man. I know it's coming. We are less than a month, brothers, sisters. Tomorrow's 30 days, pretty much. So 30 days in September, April, June, November. All these, well, there's 30 days in this month, so that's less than a month we got into this celestial alignment. So hope you're ready for this. What a beautiful time to be a witness again to these celestial markers that are being left before our eyes to be a witness. They spoke about this time thousands of years ago, brothers and sisters, whether you understand or not where you're at in time and history, and through this trek through the stars, if you will, where we've landed at this time and space. It was spoken of, brothers and sisters, thousands of years ago. So please do something for some forward generation or something, please. Build your own little archive or something like on anything. You don't have to build some 50-foot archive like I have, you know. I don't know why. It's only for those 4 books. I have more books than that, but maybe I'll get out on the road or something. We'll get some more books in the library. So if you want to send some books to the library out here at the archive, if you know what I'm doing, P.O. Box 921, Christmas Valley, Oregon, like Pegmas, you know, the Satan holiday. People who celebrate the Sex Pistol, transgender orgy, bestiality, Jesus, called Christmas Valley, Oregon, 97641. I don't know. I have an issue with mail, so I don't even know what's going on with my mail. I haven't been getting anything in the mail. Seriously, nothing's coming in the mail. It's like, whoa, you know, the last few times. And so I think I'm getting the mail trick going on again. So, but anyways, postmarks, and have your post marked that your address, your head of the, you know, with the blood of the Lamb, brothers and sisters. Remember, he wants to find your garments white and spotless, you know, when he returns, washed in that sacrificial beard blood, if you will. Remember, he paid the price, not just, you know, it was in blood, so that we don't have to pay that physical flesh price. We have to pay it in spirit. So, cool. I don't even know. Like I said, I've had people now for months. I told you, lady, and I've had people for months. I think people have sent things that I just haven't gotten. I could have this guy in federal prison right now. The guy that's stealing my mail again, potentially. I've already caught him once and had to use these corrupt sheriffs out here to get mail back. And it was the silver, and what do you know? It ended up getting stolen anyways. So I hope you guys don't send some. I don't know. I just don't know, man. I just get attacked. And see, it's time to go on the road, man. It's time to get on the road. So anybody want to buy some land, get a hold of me. I've got land, you know, $1,200-$1,500 an acre, something like that. I don't know what I'm doing on this yet, but it's going to go quick because I'm actually going to list it probably in the next couple of days. And I'm hoping, I don't care who lives next to me. There's going to be a church. It's 20 acres. It's a big plot of land. These two properties together, 40 acres, like going 10 city blocks in a city by 10 city blocks. I mean, that's a big, big chunk of land, man. I don't need all this, and the ministry doesn't need all this anyway. So I think it's the right thing to do is get this other land sold and pay this one off. And then I can get a truck. I'll worry about getting a truck after I get the land paid off. And then I'll go from there. And I can get on the road, see where the wind blows me. See, he's the wind in my sail. And we'll see where he takes me. All that dream I've ever had. He'll take an acre for $350. No, it's $1,500 an acre. Oh yeah, remember market price. Oh yeah, everything's going up out here too. Generally, I love it. We're getting a little spike out here again. But it's that time of year. Remember, school kids and all that. People are making their last little moves and stuff before the winter hits. So people are getting ready, tucked in. But it's $1,500 an acre times 20 acres. And I don't break up acres out here. I'm not some. But anyways, I'm not worried about any of that right now. All that will get taken care of. I know that's going to happen quickly. There's things that are already starting to happen out here for me anyway. So shelter's coming together and all the other things are coming together pretty quickly. So I'm pretty, like I said, I'm pretty excited today to be able to just move an inch forward on this case. I feel some relief. Wish the body didn't ache so much, but I've been working really hard, and that's probably all it is. I'm not in pain like from injury. I think I've been overdoing it a little bit much. So that's okay. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. So he's keeping me up, moving around. So with some of the physical things I've had done to myself, I really shouldn't be able to do half of the things I do. So I'm thankful for just the strength to get up each day. And None of you guys said anything about the flash. I don't know what's going on with that. I think I'm going to go to the doctor, get my eyes. I don't do doctors, but at least go get my eye looked at and see what's going on with it. Because it's weird. It's just weird. I'm starting to, like I said, hard to deal with, but maybe if I can figure out what it is, and like I said, I know what it is, but so I can just get some kind of, somebody is an optometrist to look at it and tell me, look into my eye and see if it's burnt, see if they see the retina burnt back there, and that'll explain why I'm having the issues that I'm having with it. And the eye's not in pain itself, but it's it's like I said, it's feel like I have something in my eye a lot, and then I don't, and then I see something that I think I do, and it's weird. It's new, and remember I told you I thought I'd get used to it, but it's not. So other than that, I feel good. I feel I can keep going as long as he needs to keep me going. So a little, whatever, my vision's not going to stop me, but probably should get that checked at. Like I said, I don't like going to the doctors, but some eye doctor is not going to try to give me the jab or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to wear a mask doodle, whatever the friggin' stupid. I don't do that anyways, but just so I can tell, because it's like I said, I'm starting to have, like I said, I don't know if you guys seen that flash, if it was just on the screen or if it was me, but there was like a big, like everything was like, whoa, like what was that? But maybe I'll go back and look at the live stream and see if there was something on the stream or something that might have flashed up on the stream. But that's what I'm saying. I get these weird things. It used to just be that dark spot, but remember I was told to get that little haze. And I think I'm got to go after this, brother, sister. But I think when I unfocus, I finally get used to it, because there's that haze and my vision kind of maybe looks away, whatever that light, it goes like that, like I just, and it moves to the right. Because if I close my eyes, I can see it plain as day. It's a big black, it's the flashbang with all these dots, it's all in my vision. It's my retina was burnt because they shot me in the face. But when it goes away, like that black dot, when I'm looking at you guys, I can see it over the writing on the thing. Well, when that's what I'm thinking as I'm doing, is my eyes finally getting used to it being there, kind of like a ring or an earring or, something you don't realize, but that hazy spot is still there. And then my eye just kind of zones out. You know what I'm saying? It zones out. And that's why the zoom, because when I close my eyes, that does that. It goes, moves around. When I'm looking forward, it stays still, and I can look around it and just kind of get used to it. And then I think when my eye gets used to it, it's going, and it going, and that's all that's happening, with my eye, because my eyes just kind of, so I need to go looked at and see if a doctor would tell me, yep, that's what's happening. I'll be fine. I don't want to get it. I don't think they're going to be able to fix what they did to my eye. I don't think it's not getting better. It stays there. It still looks exactly the same. And it's been months now. So maybe it'd take years or something for it finally go away. But what I'm afraid is they might have burnt it and might have scarred it. Your eye is pretty sensitive, and so, but it's okay. It's just an eyeball. I have another one. It's not like I can't see. I can still see. It's just hard to look around, and it's just a little frustrating at times because I'm just not used to it. And it's like having something in your way, if that makes sense. It's like having that in front of your eye all day. Would you like that all day in front of your eye? It's kind of annoying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I was like, that's what I'm saying. I think when I stop focusing, because I forget, it goes like that. Because when I close my eyes, as soon as I close my eyes, it goes like that, it starts moving around and does, whatever, because I'm not focused. Your eye starts to twitch and move around. When you sleep, they do that. They don't just sit there, always locked on. So that's why I'm worried about pressure or something, because I do get I haven't got headaches yet. I was worried about, I did get a couple of headaches or whatever from the first couple of days, but that wasn't that big deal. But I don't want any swelling or something. My brain's right there. You know what I'm saying? My brain is right there behind that eye, so you're right. That's why I'm concerned. Lisa, is that I don't want to have anything happen, and then that put pressure on I've already had fluid in the frontal lobes of my brain from being in, major car accidents. I've been pretty messed up, guys. I'm lucky to be even here. So, thank you, Father, for these. Again, what a blessing to have you guys here. A little more of a discussion. It's still pretty early. I think I might come back on here for the end of the night. Spend a little bit more time with you. Maybe we'll do some music or something just to hang out. I don't know. I'm a little exhausted. Today's a little bit, like I said, just got a little pumped today thinking about how finally this is being talked about after all this time. So hopefully these people will get this thing ironed out, and God will make them do whatever they want. So if it's prison for me, prison I go. If it's on the road I go. If I have to stay here, I'll just do whatever God wants me to do. Okay. Please keep doing that, brother, sister. Stay in his commandments, take up his cross daily, and suffering. That's the only way we get to our Father. If your life is easy, you're probably on the Broadway. You know what I'm saying? You're probably on the Broadway. I'm not telling you, but that sounds easy peasy. It doesn't sound like, you know what I'm saying? But so about your first time. So, thank you, guys. And if I don't see you for some reason, I might just zonk out. I don't know. I woke up really early this morning. I was up at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning, and yeah, I got out of bed early. I just wasn't into laying down. Just kind of weird. I know I'm like 30 days, 31 days. I'm like, whoa, we're getting really close, man. I need to use all this time. Don't sit around and do nothing. I'm not sitting around to do nothing, but I need to use all the time I have wisely. So let me get up and call these other people. Because somebody called me, and I don't know why they called me 4 or 5 times while we were on here. So let me check on them and see what's going on. Much agape and phileo, guys. Thanks for letting me bring you the truth. I'm going to try to stay on this platform as long as I can. Boom. Remember, try to get off this platform. Boom. It can happen at any time to all of us. So don't take granted, lightly what you have. I mean, although my life is very much of a struggle, I'm very happy to have, been here at this time and place. And then especially to spend it here with you guys, people hopefully I'll be with when I die. That's what's more important than anything. Remember that afterlife insurance. All right. Always agape. I am Revelation. I am Apocalypse. Oh.